So many video game franchises have hit the silver screen in one shape or form ever since the 1990s. Undoubtedly, one film that has garnered more attention and hype than pretty much any other game-to-screen adaptation is the upcoming Super Mario Bros. Movie. Not to be confused with the 1993 thing that was released theatrically. The upcoming Super Mario Bros. Movie is a fully animated feature film spearheaded by Illumination Studios and features an A-list celebrity cast. And people aren't thrilled over the fact that Chris Pratt is voicing Mario. But come on, Bowser being voiced by Jack Black, that's pretty cool.
I do not.
With the trailer out, fans and critics are making their predictions. And today we're looking at some of these predictions and choosing which ones we're hoping for and which ones we hope take a warp pipe to the cutting room floor. I'm Kyle with Wicked Binge, and these are the Super Mario Bros. Movie predictions that we love and hate. Now, for the sake of this list, let's establish what readily available information we're taking into account. Not only has the first trailer and a poster dropped for this film, but the cast list for many characters have been revealed, giving us a bit more information to go off of. We're going to be mostly discussing plot details, future unannounced characters, and possible references that many predict could be implemented in one way or another. With that established, let's jump into our list and take a look at some popular predictions for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. First off, let's take a look at one of the most important aspects of this film's story, that being, what is Bowser's plan? In the recently released teaser trailer, Bowser, along with Kamek and an army of Koopa Troopas, invade a land full of penguins to steal a power star away from their possession. Bowser is a force to be reckoned with, and Kamek's magic only intensifies the already looming threat. From this trailer, it seems Bowser's plot will be very similar to that of Super Mario 64, stealing power stars to gain a monopoly over the entire kingdom. Since Bowser's size has been considerably inconsistent over the course of the Mario series, we wouldn't be surprised if the Koopa King is gathering these stars in an effort to become bigger and more destructive. It's unconfirmed whether or not Bowser will capture Princess Peach in the film, but given that's one of his defining actions over the course of the series, we would be surprised if that didn't come into play. Personally, we love this idea, because it respects the simple but effective plot of the games, and we'd be happy to see it unfold on the big screen. Now that we've predicted the villain's motives, let's take a look at the other side of the coin. How does Mario get to the Mushroom Kingdom? Canonically, Mario has been mostly known as a plumber from Brooklyn before he and his brother found a warp pipe leading to the Mushroom Kingdom. The teaser trailer seems to follow this interpretation, with Mario being ejected from a pipe and being introduced to Toad, who takes him on a kingdom tour. That being said, how did Mario find this pipe? Was it in his own bathroom, or was he plumbing for a client? Well, one of the more surprising characters to be featured on the movie's roster is that of Foreman Spike, the villain of the 1984 game Wrecking Crew. Since Foreman Spike is a human character, we wouldn't be surprised if Mario was working on the pipes of a construction site that was being led by the angry foreman. As a prediction, we really like this idea. Wrecking Crew was originally released before the first Super Mario Bros. Game, so this would be a clever nod to how Foreman Spike was a part of Mario and Luigi's lives before they ever set foot in the Mushroom Kingdom. Sticking with Mario, one of the more contentious casting choices, as we mentioned, was the role of the Italian plumber going to Chris Pratt, with his brother Luigi being voiced by Charlie Day. With that said, the original voice of the iconic brothers, Charles Martinez, is slated to make a cameo appearance as some character in the movie. So who will Charles Martinet play? Even though he's known mostly as the two Mario brothers, Martinet has voiced a plethora of other characters throughout the Mario series, including Wario and Waluigi. With that said, if Wario and Waluigi do end up making appearances in the film, we predict they'll be voiced by another Hollywood celebrity. So who does that leave Charles Martinet with? We may be stretching here, but we think he'll have a role as an infomercial narrator that explains the function of power-ups to the audience. In Super Mario Sunshine, Martinet is credited as not only playing Mario, but also as the Isle Delfino commercial narrator in the opening cutscene of the game. While Martinet does do a good job here, we have to say we really hate this idea. It really feels like the voice actor is getting somewhat shafted, even though he's part of what brought the iconic plumber's personality to life in the first place. Even if he can't be the main mustached man himself, we think the voice actor deserves a much bigger part than just a cameo. Two characters we were somewhat surprised to see announced for the movie are that of Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong, who rarely get major roles in the Mario series. What will Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong's roles entail? let's get into the lore of the Mario universe before we go any further. It has been stated on numerous occasions that the Donkey Kong that Mario originally fought eventually grew old and became Cranky Kong. The Donkey Kong that is the star of the Donkey Kong Country series is the grandchild of Cranky Kong, and supposedly took over the previous ape's title. This may seem contradictory to the movie's plot if they're supposed to appear together in the Mushroom Kingdom, but let's see if we can give an explanation. Let's say Cranky Kong, back when he was the original Donkey Kong, found a pipe to the Mushroom Kingdom after being defeated by Mario. Now let's get really crazy and say that time in the Mushroom Kingdom moves faster than time on Earth, thus allowing the ape to age many years before Mario and Luigi find the pipe a little later. This would explain why Cranky Kong is much older in the Mushroom Kingdom, while Mario is around the same age that he was when he originally fought Cranky Kong. Personally, we like the idea. It's definitely a little convoluted, but it would finally give an explanation to one of the Mario game's most glaring continuity errors. And it would work in the movie, as Mario would discover that there are indeed other beings which have traveled to the Mushroom Kingdom on Earth. As a side prediction, we wouldn't be surprised if the inclusion of Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong led to a Donkey Kong movie a few years down the line. Moving away from lore, let's go back to the movie's plot. How will Mario overcome Bowser? I'm pretty sure we're all expecting this film to wrap up with an epic confrontation between Mario and the Koopa King, but what exactly will happen in that battle? Looking at the recently revealed poster of the movie, we see Mario surrounded by many shops run by toads. One of the shops is a sign with a treasure chest from Super Mario Bros. 3 hanging from the building. We could chalk this up to a simple Easter egg, but personally, we wouldn't be surprised if Mario and Luigi got their hands on some of the iconic power-ups and use them for the fight against Bowser. Maybe even the hidden magic whistle. Since Bowser is apparently harnessing the power stars for himself in this film, we also wouldn't be surprised if the fight ended with Mario doing the same thing. We all know what happens when Mario gets a Starman in the games. One last prediction we have about this fight is that it may include one of Bowser's many forms. In the trailer, we see Luigi running away from a herd of dry bones. While this could be non-related, we personally think this could be hinting at the inclusion of Dry Bowser as the final form of Mario's duel with the Koopa King. Since Kamek is a part of this movie's roster as well, we can definitely see him using his magic to bring Dry Bowser to life, and we really love this idea. The use of power-ups and inclusion of Dry Bowser would be a great climactic and faithful way to end this movie with a bang. With most of the announced characters examined, let's ponder for a second who else may show up in the movie's roster. What other Mario characters will make appearances? First off, considering Foreman Spike and Donkey Kong could potentially be seen before the Mario brothers enter the Mushroom Kingdom, we wouldn't be surprised if Pauline made an appearance in the film's opening as well. Much like the aforementioned gorilla and construction worker, Pauline was a part of Mario's life before he ever set foot in Princess Peach's territory. We wouldn't be surprised if Pauline is seen, or at the very least, alluded to before Mario and Luigi enter the fateful warp pipe. Speaking of the Kongs, we also could definitely see Diddy Kong joining the roster among Donkey and Cranky. We're not sure how many Kongs will be in this movie, but if there's even one more beyond those announced, it's probably Diddy. There will definitely be a lot of Toads in this movie, as demonstrated on the movie's poster. But what about the Toadettes? We haven't seen any as of yet, but given Toadette's larger roles in the games as of late, it would feel odd if Mario never came in contact with at least one of the female mushrooms over the course of the movie's runtime. On the villain side of things, we've yet to see any mention of Bowser's offspring amongst the cast of the movie. We will say we don't expect the Koopalings to make the cut, as developing 7 children would be a tall task for what will probably be a 90-minute movie. However, we could definitely see Bowser Jr. being amongst the cast, since narrowing that task down to one Koopa kid would be more than manageable. Finally, we wouldn't be surprised if Wario and Waluigi find themselves in the movie as well. These silly villains could make for some great comedic relief that the writers could take advantage of. Personally, we like these ideas, but we don't love them. While it would be cool to see Pauline, Diddy Kong, Toadette, Bowser Jr., Wario, and Waluigi, we don't want to avoid potentially bogging down the film with too many characters that could hurt the overall pacing or narrative. It's definitely a delicate balance. But let us know in the comments section what you think of these predictions. And just let us know, do you have high hopes for the Super Mario Bros. Movie? Make sure to hit that notification bell and binge our other videos. But most importantly, stay wicked.